Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Black Cat by Janet Jackson. This is an all-time classic riff. Really good, fun one to play. We're going to be checking out the riff and the rhythm parts. Not going to be taking you through the solo today. Everyone's going to be asking about the sound. I'm using this is actually the first outing for this. This was my Joe Satriani Chrome Boy. Saw it at Anderton's when I visited recently. I was like, I've wanted one of those since I was a little kid, so I finally treated myself. Loving it so far. It does have a funny resonance on the low E note, but other than that, I'm absolutely loving this guitar. And for an amp, I'm using a PV5150 profile in my Kemper profiler, just the stock one from Michael Britt. So anyway, let's get stuck in. This is such a fun riff to play. Got this little slide up and back starting off the tune. You don't have to do it, and it's not very exact. You probably want to start somewhere around the 5th fret, sliding up somewhere around the 12th fret. I'm thinking that it starts on the and after 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're into the riff on beat 1. You don't have to add it in again. And if you may be starting this journey, I wouldn't maybe start with that. I'd start with the riff first, but worth a mention because it does sound pretty cool. So into the riff, I'm just going to back my volume back there so I get a slightly cleaner sound. So just playing those, the first bar. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and the rhythm of it is really crucial. Okay, so we've got 5th fret, 7th fret on the 5th string. We play the thicker string, open, then 5th fret on the 4th string, 7, 5. But the rhythm, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. And you want to make sure that you can play it in time, nice and clearly. Now I've backed the volume off, but definitely playing it with the full distortion thing is a good idea as well, because it'll teach you to clean up the playing. You want to make sure that there's no open strings ringing out and it's not getting too much extra noise going on. That's an important part of playing these riffs and making them sound good. So make sure that you can do that. You can hear that funny resonance that's happening on the low E. It's kind of echoing around inside the metal of this guitar. Something I'm going to have to figure out how to adjust that. But anyway, adding in the next bar. Okay, a few of these open strings ringing out now, which sounds pretty cool. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... The rhythm here's, again, important. Might seem a little bit different to what you expect, and doing it slowly can sometimes feel a bit weird, but you need to be able to do it slowly if you're going to do it quickly. Just that second bar, the note here, the note D, the 5th fret on the 5th string, this is tied over. So we've played it on the and after 4, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, so gone from there on the and after 1, we play the 7th fret, then we've got 2 and, so the open thicker string to the 5th fret, 2 and 3 and 4 and, so and 4 and. Let's just cycle through those 2 bars nice and slow. 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and again 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3, 4. Obviously it sounds a little bit different when we get the gain up a little bit and we get a bit more of a thud. So we need a little bit of palm mute on that thicker string as well. It doesn't want to ring out. It's not So part of the getting the sound right is about these little, where the notes are muted, how long the notes are held for, and where we put on these little kind of curly bits as well. So just starting to go into a little bit of a detail now. This fifth fret here, there's like a little bend. It's not like, it's not a big bend, it's a curl. You don't want to hear it come down. You don't want to hear. It needs to go up. And as it gets to the top, that you're kind of releasing it and putting that third finger down. And then this needs to be muted. So just figuring out the right point again. If it's too high, you don't get enough note. So you're adjusting your hand position to find that point where you get the note. Again, here it's too much. Especially with high gain sound, you really need to experiment to get your hand in exactly the right place, otherwise it won't kind of sound right. So let's look at the next two bars now. It is a 4-bar riff, so bars 3 and 4, we got this. 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 3, and then sliding from the 5 to the 7. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's put it all together now. Actually, I'll keep the gain down for a couple. 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Now that little slide there, I'm tending to put that now on beat 4 when the riff is repeating. I think it's the very first time it comes on the and after 3. It's a little bit longer. Let's put the gain on and do the same thing, a little 2-bar sequence. 2, 3, 4. There's quite a few little subtle things here. I think the first thing to really work on is the timing, making sure you're getting the notes with the right rhythm. That's key. Secondly, I'd start thinking about making sure it's nice and clean, making sure the notes are ringing out clearly and that you're not getting too much extraneous noise, that the open strings aren't ringing out, that you're doing the right job of muting, that you got the little palm mute on the thickest, on that low E there. And you want to think a little bit more about that little curl on the 5th fret. It's definitely what I would refer to as a blues curl. And you don't usually want to hear them coming down. It's not. That's probably the most common mistake I see people doing, is putting the little curl on and then hearing it come back down. You've got to work on. Okay, a little bit of vibrato on that end note as well. Now, the next thing I want to mention is this pinch harmonics idea. So I always played it with far too many pinch harmonics, and that seems to be a pretty common thing. There's a little bit of that going on the record. So if you're not familiar with it, you want to go and check out the pinch harmonics or squealies lesson if you want to load more detail. The basic idea here When we do a pinch harmonic, we put the pick on the string and then leave it so that your thumb is actually touching the string at the same time. I think what's actually happening is that the pick hits first and then the thumb touches a few seconds later, but you can hear it's a very different feeling, like I'm kind of picking a little bit more down rather than my usual kind of stroke. There's definitely a it's definitely something that I would suggest you spend a little bit of time practicing on. Again, if you want more detail, go and check out the squealies or pinch harmonics lesson over on the website. It's definitely fun to add some of those pinch harmonics into a riff like this. In fact, it's a great riff for practicing it as well as a technique. So now that's not what's on the record, okay? There's a little bit of that on the record. And it sounds to me like the record is actually played through. It's not one of those ones where they've recorded a riff and then just copy and pasted it around the whole song. There are little variations going on all of the way through. One variation that you hear very clearly in the second one is the end of the second bar, a little change in the rhythm here. We get this. Little down, up, down, down, up, down. Little down, up, down, down, up, down. That's for sure the most obvious variation that I hear. Listening through it, I think I hear sometimes some extra bass notes being put in there, but it's not a big deal. I would concentrate on getting one riff working really well, maybe adding in that little 16th note change there on the bass note if you want. But otherwise, yeah, really focus on the timing of it, making sure it's nice and clear, maybe experimenting with your pinch harmonics and that little blues curl that happens there on the notes on the 5th fret. And then from there, you know, play with it a little bit yourself if you want to. So for the verses, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is big fat E open power chord. So this is open, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret. I use my little finger. You could use your 3rd finger if you want to. Little finger seems the obvious one. And the rhythm is simply 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So note that I'm putting the mute down there on the 2 and the 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm making it really obvious with my hand. Normally you just use a little twist of the wrist there, but 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3. I often release the chord here as well, just to be double sure that I'm getting see, that seems absolutely fine. It's just force of habit. I'm relaxing the chord, letting those other 2 fingers drop. Seems to be the cleanest way, or the safest way to get it nice and muted, except for that funny guitar resonance. Anyway, so it does that through twice, and then there's a chugging kind of 8th note that comes in as well. So you end up with pushing through 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and Next up, we reach the section I would define as a pre-chorus, simple power chords with little joining riffs. Start with a B, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, B power chord, same rhythm. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to A. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Open A string twice, note G, 3rd fret on the thicker string. Back to the A. B, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, and 4. Riff. 3, 5, 6, 7, 7. And then we're back to the riff. The only other section I'm going to run you through today would be the kind of the interlude that's used before and after the guitar solo. I would love to be doing this guitar solo, but it's a lot of work to learn a solo like this for me. To transcribe it, really learn it properly to the point where I felt confident teaching to you, it's a ton of work. And there are other solos that are kind of higher up my list of ones that I'd like to be teaching. So I've always improvised this when I played it in bands anyway. It's like the perfect solo to be mucking around in the key of E, you know, E minor, ripping out all your pentatonic licks, trying out your finger tapping or whatever you wanted to do on that stuff. But like, yeah, the actual solo on the record is incredible. It seems to be there's a few different versions of this song, one featuring the incredible Nuno Bettencourt, one of the greatest rock guitar players ever, which is absolutely killer. But again, those solos, like if I'm trying to learn a Nuno Bettencourt song, it takes me forever, man. Like, I remember trying to learn Get the Funk Out solo. It was just like a week study, and I still didn't feel like I got it good enough to actually teach it, you know, like. Anyway, let me show you the little interlude part. It's a clean sound on the record. I'm just going to back my volume right back. So I've got a kind of slightly cleaner sound. If you didn't know that, even if you got a big rock sound, if you back your volume back enough, usually you get more or less the same volume, just a cleaner sound. Anyway, let's have a little look at it. I would usually play this riff using my driving finger and my ring finger, just grabbing. So I'm not using the pick here, just the fingers. And the notes are played together. So it's 7, 9, 12, 9, 7, 9, 12, 9, 7, 9, 12, 9, then I think it's the same. We had 6, 6, 5, 3. Slide up to the 7. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 3, 4. There's quite a few different things that I think are going on there. You could definitely be adding in some of the bass strings as well. I'm not really sure which one is on the record. It sounds like a few different layers of guitar parts for me, and there's some synths chugging away as well at that point. So yeah, have a bit of an experiment. That's one approach. I must admit, when I played it in the past, I didn't use the notes up on here on the 12th fret. I used my first and second fingers. It's the same notes. It's the D and the G. Same. So I always played it like that. I don't know which is the exact one that was on the record. So you could choose either one of those different options. There is a whole big section at the end as well with some funky guitar, which I'm not going to go through today. That part, again, would be a bit of a jam out, really, if you're playing it in a covers band. Yeah. The big deal with this song really is that riff. It's such a fun one to play along with, instantly recognizable, like a great music shop thing. If you don't want to learn a whole song, you just want to learn a bit of a cool riff. It's a good one to learn. And playing along with the original recording, if you learn those other parts as well, loads and loads of fun. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. Hope you have an awesome Halloween. If you happen to be watching this around Halloween, that's what inspired me to pick this tune, to drag it out of the doldrums of my mind there, the back of my memory. Cracking song. Really is like a really, really great little riff, this one. Anyway, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.